Coming to you live, on location, in Virginia, or some undisclosed remote location. The one, the only.
Hey everyone. I'm Lori Kennedy, and today, we're diving into a world where friendship isn't just a word, it's an adventure. Imagine strangers becoming friends through social experimentation and unexpected twists. Sounds wild, right? Wait, what? You're probably thinking, how can this even happen? Well, we sprinkle a touch of humor and heart into everything. Our commentary will have you nodding along, laughing out loud, and sometimes even shedding a tear. We dig deep into what truly binds us together. No way, hold on. We also have panel discussions that'll leave you pondering long after the credits roll. And let's not forget the dance. Yes, dance. Because what better way to celebrate friendship than by moving to the rhythm of life? Our show-stopping dance segments will have you up on your feet, ready to join the fun. So, are you ready to embark on this unforgettable journey with us? Hit that like button if you believe in the power of friendship, and don't forget to share this adventure with your friends.
I do not believe, I don't buy for a second that I left the setup this way. Buckster, Ariel, killing time, somebody's been messing around in my StreamYard again. Good morning, folks. At least it is for me. It is 12:20 a.m. on the 13th of August, 2025. And I just got back from D.C. First, I heard in the news, check out the Navy Yard area. I checked out the Navy Yard area. And then I went up to Capitol Hill. And then I came down Pennsylvania Avenue, crossed over to Constitution Avenue by the White House, and then got a little turned around and drove on the backside of the tidal basin. Finally found my way back on the Constitution Ave, drove up and down Constitution Ave once or twice, went out to the DC Armory, and then went back to the Navy Yard. And guess what the National Guard is doing in DC? First, let me remind you, the National Guard are soldiers who drill 1 week in a month and 2 weeks in the summer, and they are paid for by the local tax base. Well, Donald Trump has federalized the DC National Guard and, quote, deployed, end quote, them to DC to help fight crime. Well, guess what they're doing in DC tonight? They're walking around the mall in small groups, unarmed, just walking around. They're not fighting crime. They're not pointing out criminals to the police. They're pretty much on a late night sightseeing tour over at the National Mall. Now, back at the Navy Yard, I missed them, didn't see them, but the reports are they're driving around in 3 to 5 Humvee convoys, just driving around, again, unarmed, no law enforcement lighting, no sirens, just their sand loom Humvees driving around, again, on a sightseeing tour of the area around the Navy Yard. Is very gentrified now. By the way, when I was driving around all these places, I saw a lot of people walking around between 10 o'clock at night and 11:30 in the dark. Some over at the mall area, some on Pennsylvania Avenue, some there in the Navy Yard area. Some of them, one or two ladies, one or two white women. If that gives you any idea how scary the crime is in those parts of DC, that women are walking around by themselves, I guess that speaks volumes. Okay. On August 11th, Donald Trump announced he was, quote, federalizing DC's Metropolitan Police Department. We know them as MPD, Metro Police. He also announced he was calling out the National Guard to help, quote, clean up the city. Okay, so the National Guard are removed from their, good evening, General Specific. They're removed from their civilian jobs for however long. Is this a couple days, a couple weeks, a month? Don't know. Thank you for your support. They're not doing anything. They're putting on the uniforms and they're walking around or driving around DC. No law enforcement, no supporting of law enforcement. Okay. What did I see around the Navy Yard? The Department of Transportation and a couple other places. I saw DEA and FBI, again, just kind of hanging around. Not a checkpoint. They weren't pulling anybody over. They weren't stopping anybody and asking them questions. They're just hanging out at certain locations. The MPD, they're out in more force than usually on a Tuesday night. Well, I guess early Wednesday morning now, but no real activity. Some of them are parked in front of federal buildings, just sitting in their MPD cars. I don't know, eating donuts or whatever they do when they're just sitting there. Again, no arrests. Oh, wait a minute. I apologize. I witnessed one 4 police car pull over, and the tag on the back of the body armor was DEA. And when I got closer, I realized they pulled over a DoorDash guy. I don't know, Drug Enforcement Agency, DoorDash. Maybe he was delivering something other than food. I don't know. Do you think something legit is brewing, or has the crime that out of control as stated by Trump? There is crime in DC. Don't get me wrong. I would rather walk around the parts of DC I walked around or drove around tonight than Queens, Brooklyn, or the Bronx. And from what I hear, I would rather do it than I would in Little Rock, Arkansas, or Memphis, Tennessee. I'm not saying there's no crime. In fact, last night, the claims from the White House is that 27 people were arrested last night. Well, in a city of over 700,000 plus tourists, plus party animals from Maryland and Virginia, I would say 27 is about normal. They didn't say what kind of crimes: drinking and driving, public disturbances. We don't know. There were no mass shootings. There were no shootings of any kind. In fact, as I'm listening to WTOP going into DC tonight, all the violent crimes that they were reporting were from other parts of the nation. I do believe, I could be wrong, I do believe that this whole federalizing DC's Metropolitan Police Department is just to get people distracted from all this. What's her name? Jizzlane Maxwell. Jizzlane? Jizzlane. Jizzlane. I don't know how to pronounce it. Miss Maxwell, who, by the way, is now in a prison camp, not a penitentiary, but a camp that allows yoga and games. It also allows the prisoners to work with local college students on training puppies. That's right. The college in the same town trains puppies, and they work with the, quote, prisoners to train those puppies, both at the college and at the prison camp. That's where Jizzlane Maxwell is. Jizzlane Maxwell is a convicted child trafficker and alleged child raper. I said rape on YouTube. Grape. Okay, there goes my monetization. I was going to monetize. I was just about to monetize, and I went and said rape. Damn it. Oh, well. Okay. No monetization for you, Finkel. All right. So Jizzlane Maxwell is in this very soft prison camp, and our new, DC's attorney is Jean Pirro, formerly of Fox News, and she was on the press conference with Mr. Trump yesterday, accusing DC's youth criminals of being in situations where they can have yoga and games. I don't know. kids can do some pretty rough stuff, but if they can't have yoga and games, why can Jizzlane Maxwell? And why can she work with college students? She's a child sex trafficker, for God's sakes. All right. Yeah, that's what I think this is all about. Trump is in a lot of trouble with his own base over the Epstein stuff. And I believe this is either A, to distract us from that, us being those of us who oppose Trump, or B, rile up the Trump base, which is currently divided over the Epstein stuff. The whole federalizing, yeah. By the way, the DC Metropolitan Police, MPD, is not, quote, federalized, end quote. The executive order that Trump had the press conference about on Monday, Monday at 10, that basically says what the home rule law says, that column A and B, maybe a little bit of both, GS, maybe a little bit of both. I don't know. See, I lost my point now. Oh, crap. It's after midnight. After midnight, we're going to let it all hang out. Okay, so yeah, I saw a lot of people, a lot of individual white people walking around in what's predominantly black neighborhoods, feeling perfectly relaxed. Maybe it's because the National Guard's out there driving around doing nothing. I don't know. Or maybe that's normal. I haven't been in DC after midnight in a long time. Usually I'm there in the daytime, so I really can't compare it to recent time. But the area around the Naval Yard, when I got to this area in 98, I remember there was a ship that was very similar to my ship. It became a museum ship, the USS Barry. Was it Barry or Barney? It's gone now, but when I first came to this area, it was a museum ship, and tourists could come into the Navy Yard and check it out. And it reminded me so much of the Cunningham. That I went there many times. But every time I went there between 1998 and 2000, I guess 2004, that was a fucking scary ass drive. That was a rough neighborhood. Today, it's very gentrified, very cleaned up. I'm not sure when the gentrification happened, but it's very modern, very clean, and very well organized. And I was wondering when they said the National Guard was standing around and driving around that area, what are they doing? I mean, they have the Marines there. They have the, what do you call them? The Navy version of the MPs, Masters at Arms. What do they need National Guard for? I guess to stand out in the public side of the base and look soldierly. They're not even armed, so I'm not really sure what they're going to do. I didn't see the only arrest I saw. Well, not arrest. The only pullover I saw tonight was a DoorDash guy. But strangely, the police activity with the body armor on the back said DEA. I'm like, what the hell is that all about? I'm a bad First Amendment auditor. I didn't get out and ask questions. Shame on me. Will Trump be negotiating the purchase of Alaska from Russia? $6.2 million for a bunch of damn ice is way overpriced. Is renegotiate. Okay, yes. Trump is meeting Putin, I believe, Friday in Alaska, and we've all known about this for a little while now. But at that press conference on Monday, 10 o'clock, approximately 10 o'clock a.m. Monday, not once but twice, he said he was embarrassed about DC because he's going to Russia. He's going to Russia to meet Putin. Later on the day, he corrected himself and said Putin's coming to Alaska. I'm like, man, they were worried about Joe Biden losing his mind. Alaska hasn't been Russia for a long time. When did we buy that? I forget my history, but yeah, Alaska used to be Russia, but we bought it. A lot of people didn't like that. Okay, let me see. August 11th. Oh, federalizing. Yes, the Flatfoot MPD, Metropolitan Police Department. He answers to a sergeant. And a sergeant, thank you, 1867, thank you. The sergeant answers to a lieutenant or a captain, and so on up the chain of command. The top of the MPD's chain of command is still, I forget her name, the chief of police. I think her last name's Smith. And she answers to the deputy mayor, and the deputy mayor answers to the mayor. The chain of command has not changed. Pam Bondi, the attorney general, that's the federal government, works with the deputy mayor and the chief of police. And due to home rule law from 1971 and reaffirmed in Trump's recent executive order, on a case-by-case basis, the attorney general or the feds may ask the MPD to assist in investigating federal crimes, crimes on the federal property, or protect the federal property. And that's exactly the only thing. Well, nothing's changed really. I think it's all smoke and mirrors. I think it's either A, to distract us, or B, to reunite the Trump base. And there's also a C. We saw what happened in LA when the National Guard and, in that case, the Marines were called out. The protests grew far more furious and riotous, and he gets to paint the picture. Look how evil the protesters are. He may be hoping for that kind of reaction here in DC. So far, all I saw were people like, this looks weird. There's no, there was a protest at the White House on Monday, a small one, not a big one. And it wasn't violent. It was just people like, hey, what the fuck are you doing, Donald? And people are still asking, hey, Donald, what the fuck are you doing? Anyway, I just want to post that. I got dash cam footage and I got body cam footage from tonight. I will render that sometime tomorrow, but also I'm about halfway through Monday's walk around DuPont Circle and Thomas Circle. I'm rendering that still. And well, tonight was Tuesday night also. Had to take time out for a 12-step meeting, and I'm just a little bit behind on, what did I see? He's in his death throes and never going to make it to dictator. He's trying, fingers crossed. I'm with you, Nerdy. I am with you. What's going on here? Nerdy, I've been missing catch-up. I've been neglecting the how does some hosts do it? Just saw GS in there a little while ago. That man can keep up with the video game, which I completely do not understand, listen to a stream that he's sniping, and respond fully to his chat. I cannot do that. I am way behind on the chat. Birth of Canada. Oh, Canada. Anyway, okay. It's summer here. I try to get all the sunshine I can. All right, you have a very long day this time here, don't you? Okay. Well, all right. I'm just rambling at this point. Didn't want to keep it long. Let me see. It's 18 minutes, 31 seconds. I was hoping you would take a peek around DC. Yeah, I went Monday on foot, and I went tonight in car, and lots of dash cam footage. A lot of it's boring because there's really not that much going on. But yeah, I'll keep my eyes and ears on this. I'll report from what I'm hearing on WTOP or local news, or I'll try to get out there as much as I can. In decent traffic, it's about 25 minutes into the heart of DC from here. In bad traffic, it'd be more like an hour and a half. I work nights, and I'm off Tuesday night, so it makes it a little bit easier right now. I mentioned it in my stream earlier today. Oh, me getting into DC? Yeah. I want to get footage of these National Guardsmen actually doing nothing. So far, I'm only hearing it secondhand. I saw no National Guard tonight or Monday. And both days, I drove by the National Guard Armory, the DC Armory, they call it. It's a pretty big armory. Actually, it's kind of like a little base. It's like the size of a concern in Germany, like Edward Barracks or Kahn Barracks. It's tiny. I mean, it's big for an armory, but it's tiny for a base. I don't know. That footage with no sound would make awesome B-roll for opening like, oh yeah. By the way, I see a ton of you are watching anything I put on YouTube. you are all welcome to use at will. If you have a monetized channel, beware. Sometimes I put in music that doesn't take the channel down, but if you're running a monetized stream and you catch my music more than, I don't know, what is the time limit, 30 seconds or something, you might get demonetized on that. So beware. If you're ever playing my stuff or reusing my stuff, and all of a sudden you hear, like tomorrow, I got signs, signs everywhere, signs. You know that song? Let's see. And the sign said, long-haired hippie people need not apply. So I tucked up my hair up under my hat and I went in to ask him why. That song's on the long footage of Monday's walk around. Because part of the gig Monday was I carried a sign that said "God bless the homeless and pray," and I looked homeless intentionally to see if I would get a reaction. Apparently, apparently, people on DuPont Circle and Thomas Circle actually love the homeless because I had about 15 or 20 offers of money, and I wasn't asking for money. I'm not panhandling. I wanted people to think I was panhandling and see if I get harassed by police or National Guard or whatever. No, no. All I got were offers. In fact, one security guard, that was the funniest one. He was like kind of easing his way towards me. I'm like, oh, he's going to chase me away from the front of his business's property because I got a sign. He brought out a $5 bill. I'm like, oh no, man, no, I'm not panhandling. Yeah, they seem to. I mean, if you think about it, in a place where there's a potential for crime, the people sleeping out there on park benches, wandering around at 2 o'clock in the morning, they're potential witnesses. I'm not saying I want people to be homeless, but if they're there, why chase them away? They actually can be a benefit. I know they can be a pain in the ass too. In DC, actually, you're allowed to panhandle. You just can't panhandle aggressively. Actually, that's the same in Fairfax County too. So the Jeff Gray idea is not going to fly very well around here because nobody really cares. They either ignore you or they try to give you money. Walk around. What the hell? Yes, my ankle's still throbbing, and I walked for like 4 hours, and it is killing me. That's why today I didn't get out of the car. Just tonight I didn't get out of the car. Just drove around, trying to follow the radio traffic, trying to catch the National Guard. I did not. I saw FBI standing around. I saw DEA standing around. I saw DEA pull over a DoorDash guy. I think the most amazing thing, as I was well after 10:30, well into 11:30, I was seeing people walking around, and I've been hearing about how scary DC is at night. And don't get me wrong, there are still some scary parts of DC. In fact, no, tomorrow's Wednesday. I'm working tomorrow. The next time I have a night to drive around DC after night, I will drive around some of those scarier parts. At least they were scary last time I was there. And we'll see. Maybe that's where the National Guard is. I don't know. Walk around. What the hell? Did you walk around as Sergeant Sparkles Finkel? All right. Somebody's fired for starting that Sparkle shit. All right. He's pretty girl. Okay. All right. All right. I've had enough. I'm rage quitting right now. Y'all have a good night. And thanks for stopping by. And this actually went much longer than I thought. I'm going to click on end stream now. And oh, it's Rachel. Okay. I'm going to play the Rachel outro.
Are you mad? Are you bothered? Just a little? You seem mad.